Hey, thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. We are in a Psalm chapter 90, again at the Miami airport, doing a little smooth jazz right here. You don't want to do a little head bobbing. We're in Psalm chapter 90, and this is a Psalm of Moses, which actually brings it to the oldest psalm out of all the psalms, coming from Moses. And the beginning of Psalm chapter 90 gives the contrast between the depravity and the morality of humans and the everlasting power and the everlasting glory of God the Father. And which makes sense because Moses, one of my favorite leaders in the Bible because of all the things that he had to go through. He was completely obedient and humble, but yet still completely flawed. He was far from perfect. And I like to think of myself kind of like that. But I love how Moses led with such humility and hands-on leader, which I try to do that as well. But here's the thing, what Moses with his frustration, and I can see like he goes into just how evil people are because he saw it firsthand. He's like, guys, just be obedient. The fact that the reason why they were wandering in the wilderness, the reason why God never intended for them to do that, was actually because of their disobedience, because they were unwilling to go into the promised land. They were fearful. They saw the people in Canaan, and they're like, oh my goodness, these people are giants. There's no way that we can do that. After sending the spies, there's only 2 out of the 12 that came back with saying like, no, we're confident that God has us, that we will be victorious. And so because of their disobedience and lack of trust, they had to wander in the wilderness for 40 years. And you might be in a wilderness season and you might be thinking, why am I in this? But now think back and think, just, is this self-inflicted? Is this something that I put myself into because of my disobedience, because of my lack of self-control, because of, who knows? You probably know. You probably know why you are in that season that you are in. Just like how God was able to still be gracious to the Israelites over and over again, he is still gracious and generous with you, just like he is with me. And so let's go to him today. And maybe there is some areas of your life that you have been disobedient, that you haven't completely surrendered to the Lord. Would you go to the Lord today as you choose to read Psalm 90? Would you choose to be humble? Would you choose to go to him apologetically and say, God, I surrender it all, and then experience the grace of God today, experience his mercy, experience his loving arms wrapping himself around you and saying, oh, I got you, brother, I got you, sister, I got you, son, I have you, daughter. Would you experience that loving embrace today as you choose to go to him with honesty and in humility? Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. I want to encourage you, join us tomorrow morning in person or live as we will actually continue our series. And so you're not going to want to miss it. Pastor Sarah has an amazing message. You're not going to want to miss it. So that's tomorrow morning, 10:15, in person, online, and then we'll be back on Monday for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.